Hello, everybody. This is Nasira, and I am the energy architect. Um, Today we have with us Maria Elena De Lira, and she's calling us from the US. She was born in Mexico, and she's one of the authors for the book Women with Healing Gifts. It was published by Action Takers Publishing, and she has a chapter over there where she talks about her healing abilities. And I'm really honored to have you here with us, Maria. Welcome to this podcast, The Energy Architect. I'll just give you a small introduction about Maria. So she was born in Mexico, uh, part of an agricultural family. Her father grew corn and beans on the fields. Maria has spent her childhood years witnessing her mom helping her dad work in the fields. And her paternal grandmother used to heal people from ailments, through herbs. And she used to deliver babies and she used to heal people through their sicknesses just through medicinal herbs in her village. Uh, Maria is an empowerment woman advocate offering opportunities to women who are ready for change. She has worked as a domestic violence advocate and at a migrant Head Start for kids, a newborn photographer, and she works at a local hospital. So Maria, thank you for being here today with us. Could you say something about yourself, please?
Thank you so much for inviting me, Nasira. It's a pleasure talking to you. Yes, I was born in Mexico in 1967, so very uh, actually the year that I was born, a hurricane came
Mm.
and left us homeless. So my for the first 6 months, I was actually living in a car because the area was devastated. And so I feel blessed that I'm here and I know my purpose. And something that I love to do is empower women to make a better life for themselves, yeah, and guide them whoever is ready for change. Because a lot of women, I feel that they don't are not ready for change and have a lot of self doubt. Um, we migrated to the United States when I was 12 years old and received quite a bit of bullying in school uh, because I was not able to speak English. And so I think the mind looks for what it needs to survive. And what I did was that I started reading books, not knowing what I was reading, but I found myself. Uh, One of my teachers gave me uh, a book, uh, dictionary, English and Spanish, and so I will read a word and then I will go and find out what the word meant, and I will practice it. And I taught myself to be able to read English and speak English because there's no limits to what we can achieve when we set our mind and our heart to do. And so that's what have always pushed me to go beyond any limit, if any, that I feel sometimes push, you know. Uh, and so through that determination and drive, I use it to help other women to evolve into their better self.
That's quite
And so
amazing,
this,
Maria.
and so this I've been doing that for years, over 20 years, uh, and for free. I something that I don't really charge. I was started seeing it as a business like a couple of years ago because it's something that is already there for there's been just honing those special skills. And so I feel blessed that I'm capable of doing helping women because that's my what I focus on, especially in my community because in the Mexican culture, there is a lot of self-sabotage, a lot of self-doubt. And I try to just, if I feel that they want help, because I don't try and force what I feel that they need, is I allow myself for them to come and seek me. And I've been blessed that when someone feel that they need my help, they feel they feel free to come and look for me, and they find ways of finding me. So it's just I feel grateful for being able to do that and being accessible.
So Maria and I had the opportunity to chat a little while before this, and Maria, what I've seen about you is, from what you were telling me, is like you came from such humble beginnings. You spoke about your childhood, and you've come such a long way. But somewhere along the way, you've always been guided in a way, because you've always known as to where to go, where to be. All your actions are actually guided, and you just walk in that direction. Like you were just saying now, like people know where to find you. And you were talking about your childhood. What really hit me during this time was that a lot of people decide that because their childhood was like this or like that, they tend to get stuck, or they don't think that they can get out of, like make changes for themselves. But you are somebody who saw the beauty in your childhood, the beauty of your life, and everything that your parents gave you and everything that you learned, and you were so deeply rooted. A lot of people don't feel that way, but you did, because I know that the same incident can happen to two people, and one can be completely bitter and the other could be absolutely happy that something like this, it's what they perceive out of that situation, and you just took the best out of that. And you were telling me about your childhood, and I'm sure even the viewers and the listeners would like to understand as to how you grew up, and what your roots were like.
I think it comes from seeing my mom always seeing the best, because I actually saw my mom like building our home with her bare hands. And for me, being a child, like very carefree child, running wild in the bushes and stuff. And I used to dream a lot. I used to get up in a roof and dream in Mexico and see all the lights that were across, and those lights were in the United States. And what I think for myself and know for sure that literally shaped me to always believe that everything was achievable was that at such a young age I dreamed of seeing those lights. And when I dream, I ask my mom, "Mom, what are those lights?" "Oh, those are on the other side. Just don't bother with them." Well, turns out that she had a brother living in the United States. And somehow they ended up visiting us. And me as a child asked, "I want to go to the United States to see those lights." And they laughed at me and said, "Well, you need papers to go to the United States." And I said, "Really?" Well, as a child, you don't know what type of papers. So what I did, that I started running around in my area looking for papers on the floor, on the floor, getting them,
Wow.
and then running around and going to them and giving them those papers. Here's the paper so you can take me to the United States so I can see those lights. And so they laughed at me and they said, no, those are not the papers you need. And really? Okay. But the funny thing was that I didn't feel sad. I said, I'm going to go there. That's it. I didn't know how, but I just knew that I wanted to go there. And so they left. And then a few months later, they came back. And then they told me, you still want to go to the United States? I said, of course, because I dreamed of seeing those lights. And they did. I was probably not even 5. And then they brought me to the United States and I got to see those lights. So I didn't know what it was. And so things like that have happened throughout my life. And so for me, there's always something that I can uh, think and manifest into fruition. And so there's no mental barriers in my mind not to achieve something. And for me, I think that was the beginning of always knowing that there's always somebody will come and help me achieve my dream, or I can go ahead and achieve my dream. There's no barriers.
You have this immense faith in life, and it took you so far. And I think that is the kind of faith that you inculcate in all of the people's lives that you touch. You were telling me that you work with a lot of new moms and you work with the first-time moms, and you've held a lot of babies, and
Yeah,
it makes you so happy. So
excuse me to interrupt you. I feel that if some people were to literally see how precious a child is, how beautiful their energy is, it's like they literally thoroughly clean of, of maliciousness. And people can literally filter other badness in their lives, just focusing on the beauty of a child.
but it takes somebody with a heart as pure to also recognize that. A lot of
Well,
people a lot of people don't put themselves out there to go out and help people and to help um, people who've gone through domestic violence. And in a way, you also guide them. And I want to know the secret of your energy, because you're such a giver. You're so generous in your love and gratitude. You're so generous in your time and how you help people. What is the secret to your energy?
oh, well, I never actually question myself that way. But see, I give because I have received throughout my life. There has been so many women that have also stepped when I needed help without me asking them. And I would wonder why. And so one day I just stopped asking why and just allow it to happen. I think that it's just what you attract. You attract good things, but you also can attract bad things. And it takes a lot of discernment to be able to be able to see the good and the bad. And it's choices and along the way that you make. It's each choice can make a difference in your life, big time. And I always thought that I had, like my mom used to say, because you're very stubborn, but I think that my stubbornness is also part of my faith, and that I believe strongly in my intuition, and I allow it to guide me. Does not mean that sometimes there's things that do not go the way I want them to go. I just let go
You're in
because
a state of
self.
flow.
Mhm. And sometimes people just waste so much energy trying to force a lot of things when life is just simple. It's just simple. I think you have to experience hardships, and those hardships make uh, make you see life different. At least for me, it did. Choosing either to stay, be bitter, or just be happy and grateful.
Would you like to tell us
Because
about? Sorry, please tell me.
because if you want to make a difference, you have to be able to have the strength within yourself to guide them, and not lose them along the way. Because as I experience in a lot of the women that I work with in the domestic violence, they are so tender. And if you really do not know how to speak to them, you can hurt them more than help them.
Would you like to tell us something about your chapter? Because it's hit #1 spot. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations to both of us
Yay.
and to all the authors. I was like, wow, and so fast. So
Yeah.
action takers sure know what they're doing. I feel blessed when I met them. This is my second book, so I feel blessed, extremely blessed, and it was unexpected too. That the being able to write a book, because it was also a dream of mine since I was in high school, barely learning how to read and write, and it took years for me to write it, and it was also a miracle. And I wrote about growing up in Mexico, the hardship that I went through, going door to door, the job that I do, that I work for, and now I'm working for myself, uh, trying to guide women to have a better financial life, and so that they can break the barriers that they have in their minds and in their souls, because we can work on their minds, but it takes more than that. It takes so that when you're not there, they're able to walk themselves, knowingly that they can achieve whatever they're willing to dream.
What came across to me so clearly was that, mm, you're not looking at like just what's on the exterior, but it like you said, you look into their soul, and sometimes the soul actually asks for help, and a lot of people don't recognize that. A lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah. See, when I started self-development, I had actually crash and burn after the passing of my mom, and I allowed some people that were not too nice into my life, and by allowing myself to ask me the question why, I was wounded and I was in pain, and say, if I don't want that for myself, then I need to look deeper in order for me to do a good job for someone. Then when I'm no longer there guiding them, then I need to go and look beyond what is not seen.
Yeah. What's not seen, exactly. A lot of people go through their lives never showing what other people can't see.
Yeah. They hide behind a mask because they don't want people to see their pain. But somebody that has gone through pain, we're able to see it and sometimes feel it and be able to discern their pain is a gift. It's something that at least I don't take it like it's an honor. For you to touch someone's life, it's an honor. It's not something that, oh, I'm gonna go in because I can do this now. It's an honor and a privilege.
I love your perspective on life, on pain, and how simply you say that life is so simple.
It is but sometimes we get lost in translation as per se. That it's simple, just focusing on being loving and kind. But it's me that that I worked in a world where I saw a lot of abuse in the work that I did. I know that there's people that can do a lot of damage and actually kill. Uh, but there's also the other side, where those women are willing to be better, you know. And when they seek out the help, it's because they're ready. They're ready to evolve into something better for themselves.
So, Maria, uh, is there a message that you would like to give out to people watching you and listening to you?
I think my message will be wake up grateful every day and it will change your life. And your mind is going to play tricks on you because we're wired for survival. And when you're trying to make the mind understand something different or teach it something different, it's going to fight you. It's gonna auto sabotage you. So just wake up every day being grateful for being alive every day, and it will change your energy. It's gonna take some time, but it will change your energy.
This is the second time you've spoken about self-sabotage. Um, it seems as though you understand this so well. So what is it that you use or you do to handle self-sabotage?
Myself, I think that accepting that we're all humans, we're not perfect by no means. Accepting myself as I am. I know that if I let myself go wild in my head, because I do dream a lot and I do dream big. uh, if I don't really pay close attention to the words I'm using, it can literally, break whatever I'm trying to do. So when I'm speaking with my client, I use words that I know they'll little by little will be breaking their barriers because repetition sits in there like a little seed. But understanding there is a very, very, uh, it's not something quick, and a lot of people want quick fixes. It is not something quick. It takes time, just like it takes time for an abuser to break someone's spirit. it takes time to rebuild the spirit.
You know how you are? It's like you're like this rock. You're simple and calm, yet so strong and rooted and
But
stable. And that is the energy that you pass on to people that you come in contact with. And I can see how people automatically reach you because that is what you give out, that strength.
yeah, I think it's a gift that I received from my grandma and my aunts because they were strong women, and my mom, I was raised and kind at the same time.
You've had some beautiful examples in front of you. Your mom, your grandma, your aunts. And
Yeah,
and you are living by example as well.
yes. All my cousins, they're the same, and so I feel blessed because when I talk to them, it's like we know that we're talking the same lingo. And so I always give reference to them because they also have the same abilities as I do, but they're not willing to be more upfront like me. Like I know what my mission and it's a passion of mine. And so my sisters are the same.
And you do have that courage within you to step out and do more.
Yeah. Like my mom says, you're stubborn. I say, yeah, because I'm gonna do it.
That energy is very, very infectious. Maria, thank you so much for being here today. It's such an honor to have you today talking to me and sharing your story. And I'm going to ask all of the viewers and the listeners here to go out and get the book. It's already trending at #1 in the Kindle version, and the launch is on 18th of June. And I can't wait to read Maria's story.
Yeah, I'm an open book, if anyone wants to connect, more than welcome. I
And how
do
is
a
it
lot
that people connect to you?
They can connect me through Facebook. I do a lot of work through Messenger, um, through Zoom too. I'm very accessible, It's like if I can plant a little seed of hope and love, we'll have a better world.
Yay. Okay. Thank you so much, Maria, for being here today.
Thank you, Nasira, for having me. Such a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
And congratulations on being a #1 bestseller.
Thank you, teaching fellow author. We did it.
Yes, we did it.
So thank you everybody for listening to us. This is the Energy Architect signing off. Energy Architect is all about helping. It's all about asking, speaking to people who step out of their comfort zone and go out and create their own destiny, taking charge of their lives. And not only do they change their own lives, but they go out and they change other people's lives as well. So thank you, everybody. Signing off. Bye.
Bye. Good night.